Hello mathematicians, and welcome back to Kittitas Valley Math Circles Online. My name is Sam, and today I will be guiding you through some algebraic notes as a review. Normally, Math Circles, we do fun mathematical play or mathematical activities. However, today I thought it would be fun to use this platform to help do a review of algebraic moves. This video will have two parts. Today is the first part. The first part is a review of all of the algebraic moves. The second part of this review video will be a review of different kinds of graphs and ways to graph them and represent them in equations. That will be part 2 of this video. So today we are just going to do a review. Today we are going to go over a few different topics. The topics we are going to go over are distributive property, factoring, combining like terms, zeroing terms, adding and subtracting the opposite, multiply by the reciprocal, and a reminder, we're going to finish off with PEMDAS. These will be a good review for students 6th grade and up. If you are a 6th grader and you're watching this video, you might not have learned some of these things, and this is a lovely preview for you. If you are an older mathematician, then this should be a review. If not, this is a good quick way to catch up to where you need to be. It won't teach you all the things you need to know, but it'll give you a good baseline to continue on.
The distributive property. To distribute is to give by multiplying. Below we have an example. Our outside term is A. Our inside terms in parentheses are b plus c. We are going to multiply our a to our b and our a to our c. We will keep that addition sign in the middle because we do not have any negative terms. That means that after we distribute, we have ab plus ac. Then we have an example using numbers and variables. Our outside term is 7. Our inside terms are 3x plus 2. We multiply our 7 to our 3x, giving us 21x. We again multiply our 7 to 2, giving us 14. Again, we will keep that addition sign in the middle because all of our terms are positive. We simplify by multiplying the outside values by all inside values. We use the distributive property when there are variables inside the parentheses. If there are no variables and just constants, we can simplify using PEMDAS. The number on the outside is the number of groups. The values inside the parentheses are the things in each group. This is our standard mode for multiplication. We are multiplying the number of groups by the number of things in each group. Factoring. To factor is to remove a group by dividing. This is the opposite of distributing. With distributing, we will be giving that outside value to our inside terms. With factoring, we will be removing an outside value from our terms, leaving us with just our inside terms in parentheses. Our example here, we have AB plus AC. From both terms, we are able to remove an a, giving us a multiplied by, in parentheses, b plus c. Using our values as our numbers and variables from our last example, we start with 21x plus 14. We could take out the common factor of 7, leaving us 7 multiplied by, in parentheses, 3x plus 2. We simplify by dividing the inside numbers by a common factor. This is used when all terms are divisible by the same value. Combining like terms. Like terms are terms that have the same type of grouping. These could all be constants, all be the same variable, or all be exponents with the same base. An example would be if we had 3x plus 4x. We could simplify that by combining to have 7x. If we have 3x plus 4y, we cannot combine those because they are using different variables. For exponents, we can only combine when we have the same base. In that case, we would use our exponent rules for combining terms with exponents. All constants can be combined. Adding like terms can only be done on one side of the equation. So below we have an expression that states 3 plus 7x plus 3x plus 4y plus 9. I've rearranged this equation so all of my like terms are next to each other so it is easier to see how we simplified. I have reordered this expression to say 3 plus 9 plus 7x plus 3x plus 4y. Once we combine like terms, we can simplify this expression to 12 plus 10x plus 4y. It can no longer be simplified any further than this because all of our like terms are combined. Zeroing terms by adding/subtracting the opposite. The opposite of a number is the value that when added to the original number or original value equals 0. For example, if I had 7, its opposite will be -7, and when adding those together, I have a result of 0. If I have -7 to begin with, the opposite would be +7. This still results in 0. Zeroing is used to eliminate terms from an equation. By eliminate, I do not mean just erase. I mean to mathematically simplify our expression when solving for either a variable or rearranging an equation. We can use zeroing when we need to move a term from one side of the equal sign to the other. Below, I have the stated equation. 7x plus 9 equals 13 plus 3x. I can remove or eliminate 3x from both sides. That will zero out my right term, my most right term, which is 3x minus 3x, which gives me 0. But what I do to one side of the equation, I must do to the other. Therefore, from our 7x, I must take away 3x, leaving me with 4x. After this first round of zeroing terms by adding the opposite, I have the equation 4x plus 9 equals 13 plus 0. Now, to get all of my constants on one side of the equal sign, I am going to again zero by adding the opposite. This time, I'm going to add the opposite of 9, which is -9, which will still get me 0. I must do what I do to one side to the other side of the equation, meaning I will take away 9 from 13, leaving me with 4. When simplified after zeroing both of these terms and leaving in the zeros, my equation states 4x plus 0 equals 4 plus 0. We do not need to keep those plus zeros on either side of the equation because, as we know, this does not change the equation in any way. After we remove the extra zeros, we have 4x equals 4. This is combining the variables by eliminating one term from each side. Multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is a value that when multiplied by a term equals 1. This is useful when finding what one group equals or to simplify equations. Here are some examples. If my given term is 7 over 3, the reciprocal will be 3 over 7. It is just flipped. If my original term is 7, my reciprocal is 1 over 7. This is because hidden under every number in math, we can always divide by 1 without changing the value. When using an equation and multiplying by the reciprocal to solve for a missing variable, we could have an example like the following. 3x equals 21. Our term is 3, our reciprocal is 1/3. When we multiply both sides of this equation by 1/3, we can simplify our 3x down to a singular x, which helps us solve for our variable. When we do that, we end up with x equals 7. We have distributed that 1/3 to the 3x and to the 21, which will simplify to x equals 7. This is extremely useful when solving for a variable. PEMDAS. PEMDAS is an acronym used for remembering order of operations. P in PEMDAS stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, M multiplication, D division, A addition, and S subtraction. It is important that we remember multiplication and division are equally important. Addition and subtraction are also equally important. Multiplication and division are of the same importance and should be completed in order of left to right. The same for addition and subtraction. They are of the same importance and should be completed in order of left to right. If we are progressing through order of operations and we have either completed or do not need to perform using parentheses and exponents, our next step would be to look for multiplication and division. However, multiplication does not always come first because it is of the same importance as division. Therefore, looking at our equation or expression, we will simplify using the leftmost multiplication or division term, progressing through to the rightmost. This is the same for addition and subtraction. If we have completed parentheses, exponents, multiplication, and division, and we are on addition and subtraction, we will go from left to right. Remember that addition and subtraction are still of the same importance.
Alright, mathematicians, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Again, my name is Sam, and I am with Kittitas Valley Math Circles. Please click on part 2 of this video to continue on with your algebra review. In part 2 of this video, we will go over linear graphing and quadratic functions. I hope you all have a lovely day. Please stay safe. Have fun, mathematicians!